Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Rolling Start, the American F1 podcast.
Heck yeah.
Oh my goodness. And Hungary, what a race, Benjamin.
You know, you remember Hungary last year?
Yes. You cannot forget Hungary last year.
Same 1-2 scenario. We've got Oscar, we've got Lando. The only difference was that Lando had to slow down on the straight.
Yes.
While Oscar blows past him because the team was like, we gotta make things right. We gotta
Yeah.
crap. This year,
Not this year.
they let him race.
They let him race. They let him have competing strategies.
And they were competing.
And they sure were competing. Some of the best last laps of the season we experienced.
Can I just dive in now?
Go
when
for
I
it.
think about this race in 2025, obviously there's so much that happened this weekend. We can dive into all of it. But top line for me is the 2-stop versus the 1-stop.
Yes.
So a lot of teams went the 2-stop route.
Correct. Which on the papers, everyone was.
Everyone's like, yeah, it's going to be 2-stop. Lando had such a bad first stint, and he
Terrible start to
freaking
the
got
race.
passed by Alonso
So bad.
out the gate, to where they're like, okay, we need to salvage this somehow. And he was essentially resigned to finishing fourth.
He said, just do whatever it takes to get us back in the mix.
Literally, he's like,
what do we have to lose?
He was like,
the answer
I'm
is
done.
nothing.
I'm done. Then he keeps going.
Yes.
And he keeps going. And they're like, wait a second. All these dudes ahead of us, Chuck, Oscar, Russ, are all on a 2-stop strategy.
And they're ripping their tires apart.
And they're toasting. They've got to do a 2-stop. And Lando's right there in fourth. And we're like, wait, we can do a 1-stop.
Yes.
We can actually make this happen. And so obviously Lando does the 1-stop. Oscar's on the 2-stop. Oscar's ripping back. The last 5 laps are really when it's just touch and go.
Yep.
They're right there. Lando ends up victorious.
Come on.
Holds off. And I love that the Minister of Defense for Hungary was the one who gave him the trophy. And it was just like, let's go.
That's amazing.
But here's my question. Here's my question for you. And I genuinely had to think about this as I was preparing for the show. Was it that the 2-stop strategy was wrong? Or was it that in this scenario, it just came down to the man and the wheel in the car? Did the driver make the difference with this strategy?
Man, there's so much jeopardy in every single race weekend.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's clear that the 1-stop was the way to go for Lando.
For Lando, it worked out.
But do you think it would have changed Oscar's race after he had to fight so hard to try to get in front of Chuck in the beginning stint? They were fighting.
Yeah.
And at one point,
genuinely, Chuck was out front.
Genuinely. And at one point, Russell was even in the mix. And then he completely dropped away. But
20 seconds away.
Yeah, exactly. Like the gap was crazy. But to me, I think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I think today it was Lando's day.
It was.
I think Oscar might have had it had they not pitted him before Leclerc to try to do the undercut.
And he had some thoughts about that.
Oh, he sure did. Oscar said coldly, I don't care. After McLaren sacrificed him again for Norris, which would that's my interpretation of what Oscar is thinking.
I think it was just, I don't believe in karma, but we'll use the phrase karma. Last year at the same racetrack, the team, I get it. It was strategy, but they did Lando dirty. Lando's like, hey, I'm 5 seconds ahead. If he wants to come and catch up with me, let him catch up with me. Let him actually like race here. And so
Norris wasn't saying that this year because his tires were significantly older than Piastri's. I just think, for him, he literally at the end of the race was absolutely furious.
Yeah.
And even Martin Brundle said Oscar is seething right now because the reality is his engineers came on the radio to congratulate him for a great race and McLaren's 200th Grand Prix win. Their fourth 1-2. But Oscar's only response after an extended period of time was, I think we made the wrong choice by undercutting Leclerc. We can talk it through later. Like, he's just not, I'm not interested in second place. And this is the beauty of Formula One. He's still leading the championship, and nothing is enough. Nothing shy of number one.
Which is what you want to see. This was a big swing.
Yes.
In, I would say, the other direction. So we are now heading into the summer break.
Yep.
Which is also weird because we just came off of like a 2-week break, like a quasi break before these last couple of races.
Quasi break.
And now we're going into a 3-week official summer break. No work can be done. Like, everything shuts down. You're not even supposed to be answering your emails, kind of thing.
Right.
You're locked out, right? And this is where teams reassess, right? This is also kind of the start of silly season in a lot of ways, where drivers are figuring out where they're going. We're not really going to see that this year, but we can talk about that later. But here's the thing. This is a significant moment. There's momentum. There's lack thereof. There's shifts. And going into the summer break, if Oscar had won, his advantage in the championship would have extended, I think it was like almost by 30 points. That's like a full race victory. Now we're down to 9 points. It's a huge swing. My question to you is, moving into the break, is it Oscar or is it Lando that has momentum?
I don't think you can say either have momentum.
More about that.
It is a tug of war right now.
Yeah.
Last week, you would say that Oscar had the momentum. This week, you could say that Lando has the momentum.
Well, but
if next week Oscar wins again, it just feels like it's a push and pull. They're 9 points apart. Like, they're so evenly matched for the whole year.
True, but can I throw something out there?
Data doesn't lie. Hit me with it.
Has won the last 3 of 4 races.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's been a 1-2.
Yes.
But that's 75% of the last 4 races. Lando's won. Like, now again, Oscar, there was a point where he was stringing some victories back to back, but Oscar doesn't have that type of momentum, right? Like, I would say Lando's actually got momentum going into this break. Like, if I've won the last 3 of the 4 head to head with Oscar, and I've put him in second place 3 or 4 times, like, I would have to say, like, I feel good about that. Now, Lando is always one who's going to, like, play it safe.
Yes.
They're not going to, put expectations too high, even as clearly it's a 2-horse race for the championship, and it's just them. No one else is coming for them. It's just the 2 of them. But for me, I'm like, if I'm looking at that, I'm saying, hang on a sec. That's significant.
Yeah.
That's significant. I feel like that would translate to momentum, wouldn't it?
It's not momentum, because to me, I'm like, they're still 9 points apart. Yes, I get it. He's got 3 races, but in comparison to Oscar for the whole season, his consistency is not as high. Oscar, well, for obvious reasons, has more points than him because his consistency is high. And so, yes, Lando also is the one that tricks us into thinking that he has momentum and then just fumbles the ball. And so I'm hesitant to say that he has momentum. McLaren is it is the definition of tension right now. Like, history is repeating itself. We are one crash away from 1989, Prost and Senna. Like, we are in the midst of literal history. They are in a dominant period, just like they were. The last time they had won 4 in a row was with Prost and Senna.
Unreal.
You say Prost, you say Senna, everyone knows. It's McLaren. We're literally in a moment of history with them right now.
Do you think it's a question of if, not when, or when, not if they crash? Like, is it just going to happen that they're going to come to a moment where, an immovable object meets, what is it, the phrase, unstoppable force, and they're just going to crash, and there's going to be like this release? Like, is that going to happen, or are we just going to keep tiptoeing around? Where they're not going to, because what happened this weekend, and the reason Lando had such a bad start to where Alonso passed him we'll get to Aston later. They had a great weekend. Was because the team has been very clear. Do not
he had to play
crash.
it safe.
He had to play it safe. He had to get in the brakes way too soon. And Russ and Alonso were like, thank you very much.
They're like, well, we don't have to play anything safe.
They're like, we can crash.
Alonso's, I've never played safe a day in my damn life.
Dude, Alonso too is like, listen, I'm on a great spree right now. I've scored like 5 of the last 6 races. This is great.
Oh my God.
But this is, I think, my question about McLaren right now is that's the one golden rule. Don't crash. But it cost Lando.
Yes.
Now, obviously, he won. He was able to salvage it somehow. But is there going to be a moment where that one rule is going to have to be broken?
100%. Forget the Red Bull collapse.
Oh, yeah.
We are one internal war at McLaren away from F1's next nuclear sound alarm going off. When these two collide, it is going to explode because it's going to, number one, it's going to shake up the entirety of the points. And then every race after that, the team is now in a position where they've broken the rules. The drivers have broken the rules, if that's how it goes down. And so now it's no longer you can race. Now McLaren has to step in as the team and go, okay, this is now your weekend. This is now your weekend. And so that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, it feels inevitable, and I'm nervous for it.
Well, I mean, do you think this philosophy of we have 2 number 1 drivers, we let them race, do you think that is compatible with F1? We have 2 number 1 drivers, we let them race. And we can coexist as a team. We're one big happy family.
I think we see it this week, and I think this is probably the best version you can get, because you had the moment where, because of the team rules, Lando lost out on the start.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And
if Oscar had gone past Chuck, he would have won the race.
Totally. 100%.
But he couldn't do it. So at the end of the day.
Now, take their teams out of it. If Lando had made that mistake, or Lando had gotten overtaken by those 2 people, and then his race engineer had said, okay, good, we're going to go from 2-stop to 1-stop, and it's the only thing we can do to shake this up. Otherwise, do you want to finish in 4th, or do you want to give it a go?
Yeah.
He's going to say, I'm going to give it a go. That's what happened this week, even with their rules. So this, to me, is the best way. Oscar lost out. Sorry, dude. Welcome to the big leagues. This is Formula One. Either you're on the winning strategy or you're not. And this is why strategies shift and change throughout the entire race.
Yeah.
They were not expecting this weekend at Hungary. No. And so...
Well, they weren't expecting to be 2nd and 3rd in qualifying.
Their whole weekend has been thrown into a loop.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel bad for Oscar. He had 5 laps where he could have taken Lando out. He could have passed him. Now, I get it. They're going through back markers. That slowed him all up. That funked it up. But at the end of the day, like, he had an opportunity to pass Lando. And his strategy, the 2-stop strategy and the 1-stop strategy, ended with you are both within 0.3 seconds of each other at the tail end of the race. Like, it wasn't that the 3-stop or the 2-stop strategy, like, brought him to within 2 seconds and then the race ended. It was no, we brought you to his gearbox. Like,
exactly.
You were right there. It's your job to then maximize and to take advantage of the strategy. Yes. And so at the end of the day, Lando played defense and he won. And Oscar couldn't get it done.
Yeah, Oscar lost this weekend. It sounds weird to say because he came in 2nd place.
First loser.
If you're not first, you're last, Ricky Bobby. And it does feel a bit like that. My wife and I play a card game called Shanghai. And the number 1 rule, you can play with up to like 6 people. There's no 2nd place. There's no 3rd place. There's no. You either win or you're a loser. And that's what it feels like with McLaren right now. You either win or you're a loser. How do you feel? Like, who's the villain and who's the hero in this McLaren story?
Oh, it's tough. I wish it were that black and white. I wish it were that
nuanced,
easy.
Ben.
It's nuanced. It's nuanced. Here's the thing. My heart would say Lando is the hero because Lando has been with the team through the doldrums.
Yes.
And
he's likable.
He's likable and he's the underdog. And if someone's meant to win that first driver's champion at McLaren, I would want it to be him.
Yeah.
Oscar's, he came in, was it 2 years? 2
3
years ago? 3 years ago now?
It's his third year.
And he's just ice cold. Now again, like I gotta respect that.
Yes.
I freaking love that. But he's the one who's coming in and saying, I'm here to ruin the party, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I love it that you've been with the team when they sucked, Lando. But guess what? I'm here and we're doing well. And I have as much of a right to this as you do. So that's not a villainous persona, but like he's there to ruin Lando's party. Like he's there to say, yeah, dude.
He's like, I know all of these birthday signs say Lando, but actually I'm going to rearrange this somehow to say Oscar because I'm not gonna sit back. I'm here to get a world championship,
dude. And I love that.
I love it too. Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard one to answer, and I think for me, it comes down to your personal preference. Like there's Lando and Oscar have not done anything to make themselves villains in any way.
Of course,
both of them have played by the rules. Both of them have, albeit very emotionally by Lando, have stuck to the team orders. And I just love what we're seeing from McLaren. I really, 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 really hope that the rest of the teams use this as a blueprint. And as they get, 1 and 2 drivers, that it ends up just being 1 and 1 drivers.
Yeah.
We ragged on them so hard,
dude,
man. We said there's no way you can have 2 number 1 drivers. It doesn't make any sense.
We said it couldn't be done, but Zach Brown said it could. Now here's my last question. We spent 20 minutes almost on McLaren. Here's my last question.
Worth it.
There's a phrase. It's from one of the Marvel thousands of superhero movies they've been coming out with. It's a phrase where one of the characters says, "If you don't die the hero, you'll live long enough to become the villain."
That's Batman, dude.
Is it Batman? Let's go.
That's Dark Knight.
Let's go. It was one of those superhero franchises. You're
Dark
right.
Knight,
it's a dark.
Dude.
No, it's freaking
Last scene, Harvey Dent. Let's
my
do
God,
it.
it's so much better than the Marvel series.
So Gotham needs. Where's the detonator? We've really gone off track,
dude. So much. But let's bring it back. Thank you for correcting me. That's such a good series. Christopher Nolan.
Love Nolan.
Chef's kiss. Do you think that in the McLaren universe, in the multiverse of McLaren, one of them is going to become the villain? That's just how the story has to end. One of them will stay with the team, and one of them is going to go somewhere else.
I don't think either of them are going anywhere.
But is this sustainable?
I think
it's a ticking time bomb.
Yes, I think
it's 2 number 1 drivers.
I think
going
it'll be
head to
so
head.
close. I think it'll be so close that they'll stay. They'll stay for the car. I can't tell you which one is a better driver.
South, even if it all goes south,
I can't tell you which one's a better driver. And why would McLaren lose them? Why would McLaren give them up? And why would if Lando loses by 8 points, if Oscar loses by 8 points, why would you go anywhere else?
No, not for next year. Not for next year. They're saying for next year. I'm saying if one of them does become the villain, if one of them embraces that character in the team, if we see them come to head and just go
and they go Max Verstappen. I don't care. I'm here to win. I'm not here for friends. I'm not here for anything.
Does one of them eventually leave, or can they hold this gingerly, neutrality Switzerland kind of vibe that they are holding right now? I don't think
either of them had the personality to do it. That's my thing. The only person that could do it is Oscar, but it would almost be like he's unaware because he's just robotic. But Lando wouldn't. I don't think he could do it. He would just cry every weekend, and he's too nice.
He is. So much drama.
So much drama.
My God, can we go? Where do you want to go?
I want to talk about the fact that right now in Maranello, there is 3,000 Italians marching to the Ferrari factory with a lawsuit for Chuck Leclerc for qualifying on pole and finishing in 4th while his 7-time world champion teammate is being begged to be benched. What the hell happened to Ferrari this week?
Ferrari's fury deepened.
Oh my goodness.
This weekend. There's so much here. We were talking about Lando being the one crying every weekend. It has changed. Ferrari is in their feelings. So here's a quick just recap of what happened. Chuck in qualifying Q3 stuns McLaren and gets pole.
Yes.
Stuns
the world.
Stuns the world.
Stuns the world.
Wait a second.
Where did that come from?
On provisional pole. And then we're like, wait. All of a sudden, McLaren, they're having yellow sectors. They're not even getting personal best. They're not even getting fastest lap.
No.
And the time has expired, and it's Oscar, and then it's Lando, and they can't catch him. And we're like, what? Chuck's on pole. The Ferraris actually turned a corner. They actually got pace. So he stuns all of us. He gets pole. Now, Chuck has a tricky relationship with pole. He has the same relationship with pole position that F1 does with contracts. They don't mean anything. It doesn't mean that his pole is going to actually turn into
Chuck,
a race win. So I was looking at this as I was preparing for this episode. I was like, let me just do some quick math. Let me just do some data dives here and get some context. So I looked up a couple of the racers and how they have converted pole position into a win. So Max has a 75% pole to win conversion rate.
Oh.
That means if he starts on pole 75% of the time, he turns it into a win.
That's a 1 in 4.
That's
good to know if you're in Vegas.
Well, it's the 3 to 4. 3 to 4.
That's amazing.
Incredible. Hamilton has a 58.7% conversion rate. Not as good. He's been around a lot longer, though. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense his conversion rate would be a little bit lower than Max's.
Yeah.
Chuck has an 18.7% pole to win conversion rate.
Ouch.
Of the 27 times he's been on pole, he has only converted them to wins 5 times.
Oh, how many points do you get for a pole in the World Championship? 0.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's
so
like,
when
that
matters,
was nice, but you need to turn it into points, and then you need to turn it into a win.
Jeez.
So going into today, I was like, Chuck's on pole, but I'm nervous.
Right.
Now, here's the crazy thing. The race starts. And
he rips.
The first
great launch.
He's ripping. He launches. He's
holding the pace. Everyone's kind of scratching their heads still going, what is happening here?
Piastri can't catch him.
No.
He's putting, at one point, I think it was like 3 seconds up on Piastri. And like, it's not like Piastri's not trying. He's trying. And so there's this moment where I was like, wait a second, Chuck's going to do this. And then all of a sudden, we start hearing these really cryptic radio messages.
Yes.
And we start hearing anger.
Very, very angry.
And then
very angry. Chucky boy was not happy.
And we're used to that. Hamilton and Chuck have been very angry this year. But he's talking really cryptically about this thing, and you should have listened to me, and I would have been able to tell you about the thing. And I was like, what is the thing? Is this like, what is going on? And then the strategy kerfuffle where it's the 2-stop versus the 1-stop. We talked about that. Lando ends up coming out ahead in that crazy scenario. And then Chuck, in one moment, he's in third, and Russ is coming for him.
Oh, Russ is on a rip.
And Russ has got to prove to Toto that he's worth re-signing.
The temperature is going down in Hungary. The Mercedes is coming alive.
Oh, they're like, we love the cold
everyone
temperature.
Is loving it.
We can't race in the heat.
We thought it was going to be hot this weekend. This is great.
So Russ is just like, I've got to prove I'm so worth it, Toto. Like, I'm going to beat Chuck. So Chuck is literally, he's like, we're not even going to get a podium.
Yep.
But here's my...
And he was right.
My question. What the heck happened? He had the pace. He stunned us in qualifying. He stunned us in the first stint. This wasn't necessarily a strategy, error on the team's part. He genuinely just lost pace and got slower.
Yeah.
What are you hearing? What are you thinking about what happened?
Chuck gave everything. Ferrari gave him nothing.
Mm.
And I think, Ferrari proved again that pole means nothing if you can't think on Sunday.
Mm.
And the reality we come to is what they are saying is a problem with the floor. George Russell is saying, no, I saw his skid plate and his plank wearing a lot. And then all of a sudden he changed his entire driving style and slowed down a lot. And so they're shifted all of the talk now so that he's not one of the people that gets questioned in regards to his plank wear, which, by the way, has been a problem for freaking Ferrari.
Oh, yeah.
Not just this year, last year too.
In Austin, double disqualification.
100%. And so I think Ferrari's plan this weekend was really clear to me. It was to humiliate Chuck and to demoralize Hamilton.
No.
And they executed their plan flawlessly.
We wanted Hamilton to be in a deep pit of despair.
Yeah.
Questioning all of life's decisions.
We wanted to take a 7-time world champion and make him feel like freaking Latifi, dude. Like, it was wild.
But honestly, Chuck, and here's the thing. Russ called it out right away. Chuck in the pen is saying, I spoke too soon. I didn't have all the information.
Yeah.
It was something with the chassis.
He turned into the Ferrari PR machine.
Because they were like, hey, you're drawing too much attention here. And then Russ, when they questioned him about it, he's like, oh yeah, no, we ran through all the options and all the scenarios of what it could be. And then immediately we're like, oh yeah, no, it's the plank.
It's the plank.
They're wearing the plank away. And then Sky Sports picked it up right away. They brought it up. They brought up a bunch of different shots, and you just see skids. You see sparks flying
100%.
off the back of that car. And they're like, yeah, there's only sparks when you're wearing the plank down.
Correct.
And so Russ, of course, is like, brilliantly and just
in full Russ fashion, point, dude.
His hair perfect, the jawline, just like
looked like he just got out of 2 hours at a spa, not at a car race.
Like, well, of course, Chuck's not going to say that it was the plank.
Yes,
but that's what it was, and I would know, right? He's had some experience with that, so it was interesting. We haven't gotten a clear answer, but we do know that the pace dropped off.
Yes.
And
significantly.
And Chuck in the press pen said, listen, we had a chance to win.
Yeah.
We had a chance to finally, for the first time, win this season.
Yes.
Hamilton's sprint win in China doesn't count.
Yeah.
And we blew it. And that ultimately is the top line takeaway for Ferrari. We blew it this weekend. Chuck's like, there is nothing redeemable to take away from this weekend. We just blew it.
Yeah.
We had it. We had the pace, and we lost. And so, and that's just one side of the garage.
That's one
side.
The
other side's even worse.
Chuck's side. The other side's worse. Qualifying, Hamilton. It's two sides of very different coins. Actually, it's two different currencies because you have Chuck on pole, fastest of the day, surprising the world.
Stunning.
And then you have Ferrari's other driver also surprising the world at a track where the performance record is held by him. He qualifies P14 in a car that can do pole. And he is completely aware of it. Completely down on himself. I mean, he's literally, he was asked by Lawrence Barretto what happened today. And Barretto like tease him up like any reporter was like, let me know, is it the car not balanced? Is it not feeling great? Like, what's the difference between free practice and this? And Lewis's response was just, I'm useless. It's not the car. I mean, obviously Chuck can put it on pole. It's useless. I'm useless. And then Sunday, not much better.
No, Sunday was rough. I mean, I will say this. He had some company. He finished 12th on Sunday. Max finished 9th.
Yep.
Now, obviously, we're used to those guys being at the sharp and the pointy end, and they're both back in the midfield. Something Hamilton said, though, that was, I think, really fascinating this weekend. So last week we did talk about this comparison he drew between himself and other world champions who went to Ferrari trying to end the title drought at Ferrari and shake up their career and get back to winning ways.
Yes.
And he said, hey, I'm not going to be one of these guys.
Right.
I'm not going to be a Vettel, an Alonso, a Raikkonen. I'm going to win at Ferrari.
Right.
This week, he literally said over the weekend, after his poorest performance at Hungary in his career, change your driver.
Oh, jeez.
Change your driver.
Hamilton, relax, bro.
Dude, and so literally, like, I got this vision today as I'm seeing the shots of him coming through and keeping his helmet on and putting his gloves over his visor so he doesn't even have to like show even like his eyes through his visor to the cameras. I'm seeing this just utter dejection.
Right.
And I'm like, what is going through Hamilton's mind right now? Like, is it that he thought Ferrari was way further ahead than they are? Is he disappointed in them? Is he disappointed in himself? Like, what is his psyche right now?
That's a really good question because I would have thought Ferrari would have been further ahead than they are. Based off of how the 2024 season ended with Ferrari chasing McLaren. And they had a cracking end of the season last year.
They lost last year by 14 points.
It was
the constructors.
It was a wild year for them. Like they were hunting till the end. And let's not forget, the 7-time world champion was still at Mercedes going, man, I can't wait to be in that Ferrari this year.
I could be the difference.
I can be the difference. Exactly. And then Ferrari just came out this year and the car was not as good. It just call a spade a spade. It's not as good. Yes, it's better than most because they're in second still. But it's not super easy to drive.
They're almost 300 points behind.
I know. This is the dominant season from McLaren. But it's just not the car that it was. It's all, to me, I'm like, dude, I don't care how many world championships you have. Going to a team for the first year and expecting just to, boom, have it in the bank, give yourself a runway. We all knew that this is the last year. Your goal was to get comfortable in the car. Yes, win if you can. Yes, get in the points. I would argue that Hamilton has been doing that. He's not that far behind Leclerc. He's been in the points for a lot of the races.
He only has 2 races,
including today,
where he has not been in the points.
Exactly.
And the other one was when he was disqualified in China. So really today was the only race he didn't score in the points.
Yes. And when you get a 7-time world champion like Lewis, who's in his 40s, you're not just getting a good driver, you're getting a good team member for the whole team.
Yeah.
And he hasn't had a chance to adjust to that team. He's admitted in interviews that the culture's not what he thought it was. The team's not as far along in their dynamics as they could be to be a world champion winning team, which is hilarious to say for Ferrari. But when was the last freaking championship they won? And so to me, I think we've got to give him another, like, I don't know. Am I crazy to say another half of the damn season, which is left? Yeah. If this is what he's done with the first half, what could he do with the second half? Is it as good as he wants? No. Is it as good as I want? No. Is it bad? No.
So you're saying he's being too hard on himself.
He's being too hard on himself. My question is Ferrari cursed, or are they incompetent, or are they both? I don't believe in curses, but their strategy hasn't been terrible this year. They've had some bad calls, but so has everyone. We're in P2. Is it just highlighted because McLaren is so far ahead? How bad Ferrari is doing. Because who's the closest person behind them in the constructors right now?
Well, it's McLaren in first with 559 points, Ferrari with 260, and then Mercedes with 236.
Right. So it's close.
Yeah, I mean, Ferrari, Mercedes are right there. Red Bull's at 194.
Well, Max is at 194.
Max is at 194. No, I mean,
there's 9 teams in Max this year.
Yes. I think you have good points about Ferrari. I do think the pain is accentuated by the success of McLaren.
Yeah.
So Ferrari's lack and their struggle looks a lot starker because of how dominant McLaren is.
Yeah.
Last year, again, they were neck and neck.
Yeah.
McLaren, Ferrari, they were both in contention for the championship. I mean, and Sainz was trying to help Ferrari win the constructors before he obviously got the boot for Hamilton. So I wonder too if it's a bit of buyer's remorse for Lewis, where he's side-eyeing over at Mercedes and he's like,
right.
Russ has been getting podiums.
Yep.
Russ had a podium today.
Yeah.
Russ has 6 podiums this season.
Very good.
Hamilton's like, I could convert a podium like that into a win.
But Leclerc has almost the exact same amount as Russell, and so
I don't know if Chuck has that many podiums.
Chuck has a chunk. Like it's not that much less than 6.
4, 5. He has 5,
and so it's one of those things where the car can do it. It's just Lewis has got to get used to the car. He's got to get used to the engine. He's got to get used to the brakes. He's got to get used to the balance. All of it. It's not his car yet.
Yeah,
he's driving Carlos Sainz's car. But next year, he'll be driving the car, a brand new car, more like the era where he was dominant in than anything else. Smaller, less dirty air. It's going to be good. And Toto said it best. Hamilton can still get his 8th world championship. He said it right after today. He said Hamilton can still do it. He's don't worry about this. He believes in himself.
Folks were worrying about it.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of folks were just like,
Hamilton told them that Ferrari should sack him. Yes, of course they're worried. It's just one of those things where no one. I feel bad because he's going into the summer break and just on a real crap race weekend.
Yeah, I think it highlights how much of a mental game F1 is.
100%.
You can be the most successful driver of all time and still struggle so mightily mentally when you have poor performance. And there's so many drivers in the grid who would die to kind of have the performance Hamilton's been having, to die to kind of have those kind of points.
Yeah.
Even though he's only had 1 podium this year.
Yes.
Save the China sprint, which again doesn't count. So many drivers would be like, I would do anything to be scoring in every single race. I mean, Alonso has only scored like the last 5 to 6 races. But still, when your expectation is victory, dominance, I am the best, and you are not the best, and you're not even beating your teammate, we are seeing those mental dynamics just kick in.
Yeah. It's true. And he goes into the summer break. And for me, if he can come back from a world championship loss in 2021, he can come back from this.
Yeah.
If you can come back from that, you can come back from anything. And I believe that he'll come back from the break. He'll be refreshed. He'll pull out his lines from the meditation apps or whatever he uses. And we'll be back to normal Lewis come the next race. Okay, let's talk about a really funny moment that happened over the weekend.
Yeah, go for it.
So during one of the free practices, Red Bull gets reprimanded for an unsafe car on track. And here's the funniest thing. So they let Max out. Max launches a towel out of the cabin that was left in there, like a Red Bull towel, like a white Red Bull branded towel, launches it out into the middle of the track, and that's what they get reprimanded for. But I thought it was just funny because it's almost like Max proverbially throwing the towel in on the season, because he is quite literally throwing the towel in on Red Bull. It is done. But
that's incredible.
He signed again for 2026.
So Red Bull, you brought up an interesting point. No one's talking about Christian Horner.
No.
Max is signed again.
Well, he was never unsigned. He just confirmed that he's going to stay and not go anywhere after his little
he teased
hang in the med with
he teased
Toto.
for a minute.
He teased.
And there was a lot of talk.
Yes, it's true.
About him and Mercedes.
Yep.
So many folks are being so bold. Contract announcement is coming in 3 days. It's like, you don't know that. Just be quiet. Unless it's straight from Max, you have no concept.
Netflix Drive to Survive, they have an Instagram account, and they confirmed that he was going to Mercedes for 2026. And then they wrote a whole description apologizing that they thought it was this, that, and the other. Like, it was pretty funny. But yeah, it was definitely spicy there a little bit.
It was there. And poor Russell is just like, oh, what is happening?
Toto's not answering my calls.
No. Apparently Toto
ghosts people. That's what Rosberg says.
He ghosts them when he doesn't want to deal with the contracts. But Max is confirmed for Red Bull. Horner's gone. We have moved past. We're not talking about him. He's goodbye. But then this weekend happens. Max throws the towel in, qualifies 8th,
the worst of the
finishes
season.
9th.
Worst of the season. Well, not the worst of the season.
It was like he was stuck in traffic on the 405 in LA at 5:30. He was just in the midfield.
Yes.
Couldn't progress up. Is stunned why he's behind the likes of a Racing Bull or a freaking Aston Martin. What are these guys doing ahead of me? Why can't I get past them? Again, it's Hungary. It's historically difficult to pass. There's like one true straight, and it's very, very hard to get past. But still, this was just a weekend to forget for Red Bull. And if I'm honest, I'm a little surprised Max is staying.
I'm not. I stick with my guns. I think it's the safest move to make. It's the wisest move to make. Hang out at Red Bull because you don't know what anyone's going to do in 2026. And you're Max freaking Verstappen. Every single person, maybe not Zach Brown, maybe not. Every other person will personally put their driver's contracts in a paper shredder for Max Verstappen. They would do it in a sec. I would even venture to say that Lawrence Stroll would sacrifice his own son to have Max Verstappen on the team.
Well, but here's
he made the right decision. Why do you think he did not make the right decision?
Well, here's one data point that I think is really interesting. Christian Horner, before they showed him the door, he made a comment that may have actually been the reason his exit was expedited. He said, well, if our powertrain with, our partnership with Ford competes with Mercedes next year, that would be a miracle. He was setting expectations
so low
that there is nothing to expect from Red Bull, nothing to see here. And he was the one that said, we need to go in, create our own engine, create our own power unit, Ford as a partner. And he said, it'd be a miracle if we keep up with Mercedes. So if the man who project managed that thing into existence is saying, we're way off.
Yes.
Mercedes builds engines. This is what they do. This is not something that they learn how to do or learning how to. This is just
There's a reason why half the field uses them.
So if I'm Max, I'm like, okay, hang on a second. Ford, I mean, this is new to them. The man who just left, Horner, said we're not going to be anywhere close to Mercedes. He got the boot. Half the team has left. Half of the senior leadership has transitioned. And there's a possibility for me to go to Mercedes for a massive contract. And if I'm a betting person, and if I've got to pick between a Mercedes power unit and this hybrid mashup between Red Bull and Ford,
right?
I'm probably going to go Mercedes.
Yes, but the problem is, I get where you're coming from. The problem is that Max Verstappen is going to get the kind of dollar that gives you more than a 1-year contract. And so what if he goes to Mercedes and they pull another 0 side pod and they come out next year and it's garbage? He's not going to sit there for that.
I mean, it's possible.
And so
it's possible.
I think he's waiting to see where the chips fall.
Is he going to stay in another year?
He is in the position of power, dude. Like, everyone wants him.
He is. But is he going to write off another year at Red Bull and say, yeah.
Yes, he is. He said he would.
But it's a write-off. They're not going to be competitive next year. Sure. I would be a betting man. They're not going to be
also,
there.
Everyone else, I don't think they're going to come out the gate and be number one. But at the end of the day, I also don't think everybody else with these new regulations, there's going to be chaos for the first half of the season.
It will be.
And I think if anyone can
one's going to figure it out.
If anyone can take the chaos, it's Max. Max, I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying he's doing the right thing. I imagine Max feels like when you're in middle school and you get a group project and everyone else just doesn't do anything and you're the one left pulling all of the weight.
Yep.
That's what Max feels like. Like, Red Bull is
the curse
cooked.
of being responsible is what it is.
Yes. Like, Max won the argument and now he loses races. Max got the car to be as pointy as possible and now no one else can drive it.
Here's something really interesting, though, about that. There was some questions today in the press pen, and there was assertions that, oh, well, they've designed the car to you. And he was like, no. And they're like, well, you're the only one who can drive it. He's like, yeah, well, it's just a hard car to drive. Max was pushing hard against any kind of statement that Red Bull has specifically designed a car that is to his specifications. He's saying, no, I drive it, but it's a hard car to drive in the first place. Yeah. But I'm able to get my head around it. Here's the thing with Max and Red Bull right now. I am not confident Red Bull is going to be able to salvage even a car next year. This was stated last week by the Sky team that if Red Bull didn't have Max, they'd be the last place team right now.
Wow. And that's true.
Yuki has 10 points. Max has 187. Most of those points came before he even went over to Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a few points finishes since he's been there, but I'm not confident he's staying with a team that is going to even stay level next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to plummet even further. And at that point, you're the best driver on the grid and you just can't compete. This is going to be his new normal. Hungary finishing 9th. That's your new normal next year.
I mean, after this weekend, you would say, welcome to the mid-pack Red Bull.
That's where they're at.
That's where they're at. And I would say there might be some validity to what Max is saying about this year's car. I know that Alex Albon had mentioned the car, you can drive it however you want. If you want to get Max's results, it's a very pointy car. And he gets it dialed in to where the way that he equated it was Max's driving style is, when you have the mouse and you have the sensitivity turned all the way up, that's Max's driving style. So if you can't, but he controls it in a smooth way, but it's micro inputs, which is incredible to think about.
I mean, that's insane.
But even this car now, Max qualified only just over 2/100ths of a second faster than Yuki. And that was the difference of Yuki being out in Q1. And so
it's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, he's 1/100th of a second faster than Liam Lawson in a Racing Bull, and 2/100ths slower than a kick in qualifying. Gabriel Bortoleto literally finished ahead of Max Verstappen today on merit.
I mean, that's insane.
That's insane. On merit. A rookie in a kick beat Max Verstappen in a Red Bull on merit.
How that's not ringing alarm bells across both Red Bull and the F1 world is stunning to me.
Exactly.
Like how that's an acceptable scenario or outcome is just insane. But it is.
That's the state of the union for Red Bull. It is welcome to becoming the new Alpine. They were holding the spot long enough for you. They should bring Otmar back.
Otmar. What a guy.
What a guy.
He's got a podcast now.
Ooh. Okay. That's Max done.
Can we talk Aston?
Yeah. Where do they come from?
Aston. Alonso is making Aston great again. That stash alone.
Oh, Alonso.
Stash
you saw
alone.
him come alive this weekend.
Dude, I saw it in the press pen. He's got this phenomenal stash. And I was like, what is this guy? He looks fantastic. So here's some crazy stats I'll throw at you real quick. Alonso and Stroll are in 12th and 13th in the Drivers' Championship. They both have the same amount of points. Alonso is ahead of Stroll, though.
Yeah.
Here's a little tidbit. Stroll has taken 14 races to get 26 points. Alonso had a rough start to the season.
Yeah.
He did not start scoring until Spa. He has scored in 5 of the last 6 races. And in 6 races, he has caught up to and passed Lance Stroll.
This is surprise. I don't know why you're telling me this. It's not surprising.
Is on fire right now.
Alonso is on fire.
He is back.
Aston Martin is alive.
They are alive. They are optimistic. They qualified incredibly. They literally were in 5th and 6th in qualifying. And to Stroll's benefit here, Stroll was in 6th. He was like a 100th behind Alonso.
I mean, at one point,
that's not bad.
At one point, it was in question whether or not he was going to split the McLarens in qualifying. Alonso was on fire. Alonso, not Stroll. He was on absolute fire.
He was 2nd at one point, and I was like, "Wait,
yes.
What?"
Aston Martin shut us all up this weekend, and we deserved it based off of the results that we're seeing.
We did. Alonso just came with it. My question to you, do we owe Stroll an apology?
Absolutely not. Sorry, continue. What's
I
your
want the exact same. I just have it in bold now.
Here's the thing. You and I don't make comments generally flippantly.
No.
And
there's some serious data and analysis that goes into our commentary.
And then we have a good read on being a good human. And so there's just
like not bringing your dad's yacht through the canals in the Netherlands.
Exactly. And so we all know why Lance is still in the game. Just is what it is. So no, I don't owe him anything. I don't know a thing. And he doesn't owe me anything.
No, of course. I mean, he doesn't care about us. Here's why I said no. As I was compiling my notes, I was like, no, because you just have plateaued.
Yes.
Like you scored some points at the beginning of the season. You were ahead of Alonso. Alonso was in a rut. I guess
totally.
He was.
Alonso had the worst beginning of the season
he literally
of his
had
life.
4 DNFs.
It was terrible.
It was awful. And Stroll capitalized and scored in 3 of those 4 races where Alonso had DNF. But then Stroll has there was a period of 6 races where he's not scored. In the last, let me just get my numbers right here. In the last 9 races, he's only scored twice.
Yeah.
Whereas Alonso has just hit this streak in 5 of the last 6 races scoring. And so I look back and I'm like, okay, hang on a second.
I don't know.
Stroll had a chance to put Alonso away.
Totally.
He had a chance to actually
100%.
get up on top of his teammate and actually put him in the ground.
Yes.
Like Russell did to Hammy last year.
100%.
Russell came out and beat Hamilton. Imagine if Stroll could have done that to Alonso to say, hey, F1 world, y'all are giving me such crap, saying I don't belong here. You don't. But like, I'm going to show you I do. And for a second, it was like, okay, he's actually doing it. And then it's just Stroll. And he's went back to
100%.
plateauing and to being himself. And so that's my main reason for saying, I don't owe this guy an apology.
We don't owe anything, but I do think we owe Aston an apology.
Say more.
Because we were, I think rightfully so, we had relegated them to becoming the new kick.
I mean,
because Alonso wasn't finishing races and Stroll is still Stroll.
Alonso was lost for most of the season.
It was tough, but now they're knocking on the door of Red Bull.
Dude,
and so they're the ones that are showing Williams that they want it. And if they keep on this trajectory, they could be good. The billionaire's son and the old man locked it down this weekend. And they showed the midfield that they should be scared. Because if this is the trajectory of where they're going, Lance is plateaued for sure. So has Williams. Williams is not wildly improving at all.
No, dude. Williams is struggling hard. Albon finished 15th today. Sainz finished 14th.
Yep. And Hungary's always sucked for them.
Sainz has only scored once in the last 6 races.
Tough season.
Albon has had 3 DNFs in the last 6 races.
Yes.
They've struggled. Albon's really been the one carrying that team.
Yes.
Whereas...
And he's had an amazing season.
And again, they have 70 points right now.
They're doing great.
But Aston and Kick are both coming for him.
Yes.
They're less than 20 points back now.
And Alonso still got it.
He does.
Aston's upgrades seem to be working.
They do.
And the grid now has a problem.
Yep.
And it is Mr. Fernando.
I love that guy.
Man, he is just... I'm going to be so sad when he retires from racing F1.
You know, he's going to retire and then he's going to come back.
No, I don't think he's doing that anymore. My guy literally sat out FP1 because he had back spasm.
No!
I'm like, bro, you're old. No! I get it. You're really fit. 100%. You could run circles around me, but you're old.
Yeah. But speaking of Kick real quick, Bo had a decent performance, not just decent, beats out the likes of Max.
Yep.
Hammy.
Yep.
6th place. He has now scored 3 of the last 4 races. And Kick is on a kick. I mean, literally, they're only 1 point back from Aston. Aston, because of the double points finish this week, surpassed them and got into 6th place. But Bo is getting some freaking points. Hulk obviously had his incredible run where he had 4 races in a row where he's scoring, finishing in the British Grand Prix on the podium. The last couple races, he's dropped off a bit. He finished 12th and 13th. But Kick is in the mix.
100%.
And it's them and Aston and really Racing Bulls.
Yes.
That are all going to be fighting to overtake Williams. And to overtake Williams for 5th place.
Which is incredible. Yeah, I mean, Bortoletto, my hat's off to you, the kid.
Dude.
He literally beat, what is that? 11 world championships. We were behind him on the grid.
There's 1 minute where
that is wild.
He was fighting Alonso in front and defending from Max behind. And I was like, I mean, this is every guy's dream.
And he was seated in there and he was ripping. It was so cool. I mean, they outscored Alpine, Haas, nearly Ferrari.
Unreal.
It's crazy.
I mean, not hard to do that.
That is crazy. Call it what you want.
Yeah.
But Kick, they just punked the whole field.
Kick's here to stay. And it's not just Kick. So I was actually doing a little bit of a data dive today because I had questions about
the
midfield. And I realized we are in a different landscape this year with the midfield teams. So in 2025, we're seeing the mid-pack get way more competitive. They're stealing points away from the top teams. They're spoiling finishes. They're getting Max and Hamilton and Alonso saying, wait, hang on a second. Why is it that we're fighting with a Kick? or a Racing Bull or a Haas or a Williams. Where do these guys come from? And so I want to do a quick comparison, which I thought was fascinating because data tells a story. So here's a comparison of points for Williams, Kick, RB, Aston, and Haas from 2024 to 2025. So there were some teams that made massive jumps. Last year, Williams' total points for the entire season was 17. At the halfway point in this season, they have 70 points.
That's pretty good.
They're on track for a 140 points finish.
Dang.
And they had 17 total points last year. Insane. Kick, last season had a total of 4 points. This season, they have 51 at the midpoint.
I won $20 for those 4 points.
Dude, you did. You did indeed. They're on track for 100 points.
Amazing.
Finish. 96 more than last season's total. RB last year in total they had 46 points. This season already they have 45. So they're on track to double their points.
Right.
Now Aston and Haas are the two teams that are roughly on the same trajectory. Aston had 95 points total last year. They have 52 at the midpoint this year, so roughly the same. And then Haas had 58 points total last year. They're at 35 this year. But the big headline story for me is Williams, Kick, and RB are ripping.
And Aston's going to join that game.
And Aston is joining as well. And so my question out of this, well, statement first and a question. Statement is, when you've got these midfield teams scoring like this, the top teams are losing points.
Correct.
You see Mercedes not being as competitive. You see a Ferrari struggling. You see Red Bull struggling. McLaren is 1-2, right? So they're not struggling at all. But Ferrari,
but today's
Red Bull,
an example, right?
McLaren.
You have P4 with Chuck, and you have P12 with Hamilton.
And who's scooping up the points? The Astons, the Kicks, the Williams, right?
Correct.
So that's my statement is we're seeing these top teams lose out on points.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I think speaks to the gaping canyon of points difference between McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull. Because if the rest of these teams were in the doldrums like they were last year, well, naturally Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull will be scooping those points up, and they'd be a lot closer to McLaren.
Right.
But they're not because the other teams are way more competitive. But my question is this. Which of these midfield teams is going to make the jump to being a more competitive best of the rest next season?
Yeah.
We've got some teams making jumps already. Which team do you think or teams are going to take it to the next level next year?
Yeah. I think as good as Kick is doing, they're out because they'll have a new power unit next year.
So they're back to square one, you think?
They're back to square one. And so, I get it. A lot of people are, but it's also Audi's first official year. It would be a lot for them to really be in there. So by process of elimination, I think they're out. Haas, I don't see it.
Haas is roughly plateauing at this point.
And, they'd have to really do something special next year. The two that really stand out for me is Williams. They say the reason they have plateaued is because they've shifted to 2026, primarily focusing on that car. And Aston Martin with Adrian Newey and Honda. It's the magic. It's the sauce, And so you can't sleep on Newey. And that Honda power unit gave us the most dominant season of Formula One ever. So
no stranger to F1.
In partnership with Adrian Newey's car. So I just don't want to. Aston could win it next year. They could win it next year.
That's insane.
That would be wild.
But it's not a crazy thought.
It's not a crazy thought. And so I would say James Vowles has been building towards this over the last few years. This is his plan all along. I'm not here for 1 year. I'm not doing an Alpine. I'm not doing it. You can't fire me like Otmar after, half season. We're not going to rip throughout principles. I need time to get this whole organization aligned and ready for the future.
Yeah.
And 2026 is the first big marker for that. And I love Jimmy V.
Yeah.
And so I'm team Jimmy. So
likewise,
I think he could do it. And I also think, Nguyen Honda? Are you in an unlimited budget? Get out of town,
dude. It feels like Aston has the opportunity to take the chance. Like, we could see Alonso on pole. We could see Alonso on the top step. We can see him winning next year.
100%.
This is not 100%. Out of the equation.
It's not out of the equation. No, not at all.
If anything, like if you're a betting person, it makes sense to say, yeah, yes, Aston has it in the cards to take it all.
Exactly. It'll be a wild season next year.
Wow.
But before next year, we have the Netherlands.
We do. But we got a break before the Netherlands.
We have 3 weeks.
We got 3 weeks.
What are we going to do with ourselves?
That's a great question. I was thinking that maybe we should go to World of Racing
and actually drive the simulators. As much as we talk about them, we should do it.
Freaking simulators.
Could put it out there for all of our LA fans. They could come join us.
Yeah, let's figure it out. We got summer break.
I got 3 weeks to pull it all together.
Why not?
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us, and we can't wait for the Netherlands race. Hungary left me hungry for more races. Like, that's how good of a race it was. It was Monaco without the walls, and now I know how to make Monaco better. Obliterate the walls.
Yes.
And on that note, we'll see you next time.
Thanks, folks.